Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Confidence Mindset with Amanda. So in this video I just want to go over quickly why we never need to compare ourselves to others on our manifestation journey, and I just have a couple of affirmations that I want to share to bring us back into our knowing when we feel like we may be checking the 3D for validation. So first of all, we never have to compare ourselves to anyone else on our manifestation journey because our world is created within us, it's not created without. And so anything that is outside of us is basically a reflection of where we are in our thoughts and assumptions, but also as well too, it's, you could say that it's not real because you're creating everything from within. So when we look to others and we are kind of comparing our journey to that person, maybe manifesting somebody in really fast money really fast, we have to ground ourselves in the knowing that that is not our story. And so when we look to these people and we compare ourselves to it, we have to come to the realization that we are separating ourselves from our desires in that moment because we're disconnecting from our story. When we look outside of us, I did a video before, I think it was, yeah, Lot's wife from the Bible. You know, she looks outside in her 3D. She doesn't put her full trust into her salvation by God. And when we do that, when we look to the 3D as well too, we're disconnecting from our desires, but it's like we're searching for the disbelief that we can have what we want. And in this sense, this is why it's so great to kind of build our mindset. But if we are searching, if we look out to the 3D and we find that we get triggered by people getting what we want quick or whatever, and we are searching in the 3D for what it is that we want, we're never going to find it because it's always within us, if you get what I mean. Like, we never have to look outside the tree into the 3D. We never have to search. All we have to do is create it all within us because we are the creators. So we are creating our 3D from how we are creating the story within. It's not the other way around. The 3D then ends up conforming to the story we are creating within. And so anytime that we look outside of us and compare ourselves, it's actually, you could say, just an ego thing that is searching for the fear, searching for the disbelief, searching for a reason or a logical explanation as to why we can't have what we want. But that is just it's not, that's why it's not real. That's because, you know, anything that is not coming from all love, all bliss, all abundance, all joy, all harmony, all peace is not real, because our true expression is to be experiencing all those things in life. And it's just our ego selves that try to bring in logic, tries to bring in reasoning for all these reasons why we can't experience what we want, because of experiences that we've had in our past that prove that, or because of thoughts and assumptions that we had before that prove that. And then when we look to the 3D and we compare ourselves, we are just, it's basically our ego selves looking for that, and that's, yeah, validation to the fear, to the disbelief, to the negative assumptions that we can't have what we want. And so that is why we never have to compare ourselves on anybody else in this journey, because it's not real. So as well too, because our desires are unique to us, they're only meant to be experienced by us. So even if you have a desire for a specific person and there's a third party or whatever, the reason why I actually don't really do videos on third parties is because, for me, a third party is, again, the same thing. It's a manifestation of fear and disbelief that you can't have the desire that you want. And first of all, if we are manifesting somebody into our life that maybe has a third party or whatever like that, you know, before we've even been with them, unless it is a true desire, we, you know that we want to experience being with them, that we know that it's true or whatever, unless it is a true desire, then we can also look to how we are in our belief system. Because if we are wanting to manifest somebody in and it's not a true desire, maybe perhaps, why are we manifesting somebody who's not available, if you get what I'm trying to say? Because if we are looking to somebody who's not available because they're obviously with somebody else, well, then we could look at ourselves and say, is there something within me that's attracted to a person who's not available, and looking for kind of reasons then to reflect this back to me, and then of course the reason is the third party. But however, we can be also manifesting somebody who we do have a genuine desire for, which would mean that a third party would never matter, because we would just go within and we would go through our story within, because we would know that this person is actually supposed to be somebody that we are meant to be with. And so this is why our self-concept is very great to look at, because if we are confident in ourselves, confident in our knowing, and we are coming from a place of love, and we are coming from a true genuine place, we are going to experience then that relationship with that person, because it's honest, it's integrity, and it's a desire that we are supposed to experience. But if we are just going out and looking for people who are unavailable, well, then we may need to look at ourselves and think to ourselves, is there something within me that is wanting to get into some sort of a relationship with somebody who's unavailable, if you get what I'm trying to say. But however, as I say, we can be wanting to manifest people who where there are third parties, but usually when this is happening, we would find that we had already been with the person before and we are actually just manifesting them back, and a third party is basically a circumstance that manifested because of fears and disbelief. And it's again another reason why I don't really like to go into talking too much about third parties or anything like that, because for me it's a negative assumption. It's negative to our desires. It's not real. It's something that manifests when particularly if we have been with the person before, it's something that manifests out of disbelief or whatever in our relationship, and so it's irrelevant to our desires. Like when we get a desire, everything outside of us is irrelevant. So we go within and we create the story within, and we stick to the story no matter what. And when we look to the 3D, we validate ourselves from within, and so the 3D is never there to validate us. It's not creating for us to experience. It's we're creating it, and then it conforms. And so this is why there may be a little bit of a time lag, as I said before. But however, timing is perfect when it comes to manifestation, because manifestation is always perfect. And when we get our desires and they are true to us, we are supposed to experience them. But we will always experience our desires in the most beautiful way, because manifestation is perfect. And so we will never be wanting to we wouldn't be desiring to be with somebody. If there is a third party around, we wouldn't be desiring to be with them unless it is pure, unless it is coming from love or joy or bliss or abundance, or all these things that are in harmony. And so everybody is happy at the end of the day. Everybody is getting what they want at the end of the day, because that's how our desires come to us. So if there is, this is why we never compare our journey to anyone, because when we are looking at others and looking at how they maybe get things quicker, or even if they're longer, whatever, everybody's desires are unique to them. And so everything is always going to unfold in the perfect timing, because we only ever have the present moment, and time is an illusion. And so our desires come to us in the perfect timing. Now, when we do find ourselves looking outside of us for our desires, that's what we would want to grind ourselves on, is knowing that my desire is mine. I don't have to worry about it. Everything is all being taken care of. And I did see, I think it was Florence Scovel, I think, if I said that right, and I know she used to say that it was my desired person is mine by divine right. And so if he's not mine by divine right, he won't be mine, or she, whatever, won't be mine. But I don't technically believe in that, because if we get a desire for somebody in the first place, to be with them, and that desire is still potent within us, well then, to me, that's kind of the true desire. So you're always going to experience the desire that you want. But however, I think she meant that you would send me the equivalent, or whatever, that God would send the equivalent. I think she meant that if it's not meant for you, if it's not meant for you, then you're going to get somebody who is the exact same, and you're going to be feeling the exact same for that person, and that person is meant for you, or something like that. So this can be the case when it comes to maybe desiring somebody who is unavailable, and then as you build your self-concept up, you realize that you're not actually interested in that person at all. But however, if you do have a desire for a person who does have a third party, know that if it is a true desire and it is coming from a place of genuine love, then everything will everything will unfold in the perfect time. And to just always go in within your story, whatever story that you're creating within, and know that that the desire is yours, and everything will kind of dissolve all around it, or it will form in some shape or form or whatever in the most beautiful way, and it'll all come to place in harmony and peace and in love, and everybody will be happy in however what way that it unfolds. So I will have a couple of affirmations here as well too, that I want to share about validating the 3D. And I also want to say that that'll be probably the only time I ever talk about a third party on my channel, because it's just something that I don't really like to focus on, because for me it's a negative part of desires. Because if we desire something and we are looking outside of us for all the reasons why we can't have it, then why are we desiring it in the first place? So when we get the desire, we go within and we keep on our story no matter what, and we know and trust in the higher intelligence of it and how it all unfolds, and knowing that it all unfolds in the best way for everyone, in the most loving way, in the most harmonious way, peaceful way for everyone. And when we get into that knowing, then we know that we don't have to worry about our 3D, because everything will be taken care of in accordance to how it is unfolding in the movement that is going on all the time. So with that being said, I'm just going to read out these couple of affirmations that I have, and hope that they can help with when you're maybe looking for a bit of validation when it comes to manifesting what it is that you want. So first one is, my desires are unique to me and therefore are meant to be experienced by me and only me. I never have to wait for my desires, as they manifest in perfect timing for me. I never have to look at the 3D for validation, because I am the one creating the 3D. Therefore, I only have to go within and dwell upon my creation for validation. All my affirmations work perfectly, and I see evidence of this daily. Manifesting is an easy and natural thing for me, and I always manifest exactly the desire that I dwell on. So there are just a couple of affirmations to use if you are wanting to come back to your knowing that you don't have to look to the 3D for validation, that everything is all being created within you, and that your desires are yours, and there is nothing outside of us to be comparing to, because all our desires are unique to us. And really, it's just all about getting into our knowing and our trusting, and understanding that our desires, when they come from a true genuine place of wanting to experience in them from a loving kind of place, is, from my perspective anyway, I think, then we know that they truly are us. However, if it's like an ego thing and we don't like, let's say our self-concept isn't right, and we have a low kind of state of being, and we get this kind of desire for somebody, as I say, who is unavailable, maybe we kind of, I mean, you can disagree with me on this if you want, but maybe we can take a look back at ourselves and look at our self-concept and see why we are only attracted to a person like that, and then maybe build a belief around that kind of assumption of where we are in our mindset, and then come back to the desire and see if it's true or not. Because sometimes if you have a desire for somebody who is unavailable, it could be a unconscious thing that your subconscious seeks out people that are unavailable because of how you feel about yourself inside, in a kind of a way that is not really in alignment with your true beauty and your true authentic self, and all the greatness that you're supposed to experience in life, if you get what I mean. So hope this video helps for anyone who is maybe looking to the 3D for validation, or is manifesting somebody in and they kind of want a bit of clarification whether it is actually the true desire for them. And I will be uploading more content, But however, if you do have any questions, please comment down below and I will chat to you soon. Thank you.